You may have started late. You may have looked at your savings at 45 and thought, I should have done this 10 years ago. That's true, but here's what's also true. It's not too late, not even close. In fact, starting at 45 with solid income can be one of the strongest financial positions to be in, because now you have the lever that actually moves the needle: income. Most advice for late starters focuses on what you lost. This isn't that. This is about what you still control. Here's the uncomfortable truth: you can't compound your way out. You started at 45, not 25. That's 20 years of compounding you don't have. No clever investing fixes that. So you don't rely on compounding, you rely on income. A 25-year-old earning $35,000 has time. A 45-year-old earning $150,000 has cash flow, and over the next 15 years, cash flow beats time. Here's the proof. A 25-year-old saving $500 per month for 40 years at 7% ends with about $2 to $1 million. A 45-year-old saving $5,000 per month for 15 years at 7% ends with about $2 million. Same destination, different lever. The late starter doesn't win by being smarter, they win by redirecting income. Now let's make it concrete. If you spend $80,000 per year, your target is roughly $2.5 million. If you spend $60,000 per year, your target is roughly $1.85 million. Here's how that's calculated. Take your annual spending and multiply it by 30. That's your freedom number. Not a dream, not a guess, a target. It's based on a 3.25% withdrawal rate, more conservative than the standard 4% and far more durable over a long retirement. Your retirement number isn't about what sounds impressive, it's about what you actually spend, and most people overestimate this. Work costs disappear: commuting, payroll taxes, retirement contributions, often even housing downsizes. Base it on reality, not ego. Let's say your number is $2 million. Now we solve for income redirection. To reach $2 million in 15 years at 7%, you need to invest roughly $75,000 per year. The number will sound big at first. It isn't extreme, it's intentional. Most households leak $20,000 to $30,000 per year without noticing. Subscriptions, upgrades, cars that are nicer than necessary, raises that quietly inflate lifestyle. You don't have to find all of it. Find half. Redirect the next raise. Capture bonuses and tax refunds. That alone can get you a third of the way there. You're not cutting your life in half. You're redirecting cash flow toward freedom. The rest comes from deliberate choices: smaller house instead of stretching, used car instead of financed new, planned vacations instead of impulsive ones, income growth instead of lifestyle growth. That mental shift changes everything. And here's something most people miss: every savings rate works. 40% might get you there at 62, 30% might get you there at 65, 20% might get you there at 70. The math always closes, it just changes the timeline. Pick the rate you can sustain without quitting. Automate it. Stop renegotiating with yourself every month. Let me make this real. Sarah, age 45, $150,000 income, $50,000 already saved. She found about $20,000 per year she wasn't using intentionally. She didn't slash everything, she redirected deliberately. She automated roughly $60,000 per year and increased it over time. At 7% real returns, by 60 she crossed $2 million. Not because she optimized everything, because she didn't interrupt the system. That was the entire strategy. Now here's the part that can quietly ruin a good plan: structure. If you get this wrong, you can hit your number and still be stuck. First, contribute to your 401k up to the employer match. That's an immediate 50 to 100% return before your investments do anything. Second, fund tax-advantaged accounts, HSA if available, Roth IRA if eligible. Third, build a taxable brokerage account. This third account matters more than most people realize. If you retire before 59 and a half, you can't access retirement accounts penalty-free. That gap needs funding. Roughly 5 years of expenses sitting in taxable investments. If you plan to spend $60,000 annually, that means $300,000 to $400,000 in your brokerage account before you retire. Miss this, and early retirement becomes fragile. Investing itself is simple: 3 broad index funds: total U.S. market, total international market, total bond market. Rebalance once a year. That's it. The real threat isn't picking the wrong fund, it's panicking when markets drop, and at some point in the next 15 years, they will drop 30%, maybe 40. It will feel permanent. If you stop investing, your timeline stretches. If you keep buying, you stay on track. Automation removes the emotion. Set it once, let it run. Two more things worth knowing before you retire. Before 65, you'll likely use ACA health insurance. Your premiums depend heavily on your taxable income, and in early retirement, you can manage that income strategically to qualify for significant subsidies. That flexibility can save thousands per year. Second, Social Security increases about 8% per year for every year you delay between 62 and 70. Delaying from 62 to 70 increases your monthly benefit by roughly 76%. If you're in good health, waiting materially increases lifetime income. You don't need to master either of these today. You just need to know the flexibility exists. Here's what actually breaks retirement plans: lifestyle inflation after a raise, pausing contributions during a stressful month, withdrawing early for something that wasn't an emergency, quitting in year 4 because progress feels slow. Financial independence doesn't fail because the spreadsheet was wrong. It fails because you stopped. The people who reach $2 million by 60 aren't smarter, they're more boring. They automated a system, and they refuse to interrupt it. Here's what to do this week. Calculate your annual spending. Multiply it by 30.8. That's your number. Then automate one contribution before the week ends, not next month, this week. Everything else follows from those two actions. You have enough information. Stop looking for more. You may have started late. That's real. But income is leverage, and you still have it. The next raise can upgrade your lifestyle, or it can upgrade your freedom. Decide once, then protect that decision.